Over all the years of Dragon Ball Legends, there's always one unit that pops up every now and then that completely destroys the game. And of course, people have their personal experiences of which one was the hardest to fight against. And because of that, I thought today I should do a tier list, and I should tier list the most feared units across all of Dragon Ball Legends history. I'm a day one player, so I've been playing since Dragon Ball Legends release, but for this video, I'll only be talking about Legends Limiteds and Ultras. There was a lot of 1% sparkings that were dangerous, but I kind of just don't want to be here all day. I'ma keep it real. So here's the tier list. We've got 4 tiers. The highest tier, lowest points in DBL history. These are points where the game was absolutely unplayable. It's either you did something with the units that were cracked or you did nothing. The next section is Immovable Objects. These guys here, if you ran up against them, you couldn't get past them, honestly, but the game was still somewhat playable. Down below, we got some serious threats. You gotta be careful with these guys, but it weren't the hardest to play around. And then of course, we got the guys at the bottom who are really good, but you weren't really shaking when fighting them. We're gonna go tier by tier, so there's gonna be 4 sections of this video. So let me know what you agree with, disagree with in the comment section below. Right, so I decided to do these 2 categories together at the same time because I kind of recorded this video funny, you know. I decided to record this video starting from the top going down, but then I also didn't want to spoil the categories. I had to keep moving them out and moving them back in, and if I move in a lot of these and have to move them back out, it's going to be a lot of effort. So don't mind it, they're just the bottom 2 categories anyways. So I'm going to be explaining for a lot of these why they're not actually higher more than anything else. And I'm not going to touch on everybody, sorry, but I'm going to touch on some guys because I feel like it's important to do that. So Ultra Beast Gohan, a lot of people might think they should be a movable object or lowest point in history. I have Ultra Beast Gohan in serious threats because the game was in a worse state before he arrived. He actually just corrected more of the game's errors, and I would say if he dropped in a period of time where certain characters didn't exist already, then it would be much more different, you know. People would perceive him as the biggest problem, but I don't see him as the biggest problem. I don't think people do either because there's already other problems to deal with, and he kind of made it so that there was something to fight back, which was good. So he's a major threat, but he's not something where you can't break through him because there was other options. We got Ultra Hit, who's pretty much in that same explanation. He dropped at the start of the year before Universe Rep was even formed, you know, as a start of first Ultra. Time skip for sure, but if he doesn't land it, then what else? Nothing. Rose, I feel like he's just an offensive beast. Everything else, very lackluster. He doesn't get cover node. This was pre-plat, of course. Post-plat, he's still just a serious threat. You can get past him. So I feel like he doesn't need to go higher than that. Kid Buu, pretty much in the same boat, in that same era. You know, you can get past him, but he was still very good. Janemba, same thing. You know, Universe Rep was going crazy, and he just did his job of trying to minimize the damage that Ultra Vegeta Blue was doing, but you could still get past him very easily. And most of these guys will have the same explanation, where some of them will be like, okay, so Gogeta Blue, for example, you guys might not think so, but in his prime, people thought he was trash. But then people quickly realized that draw speed isn't everything, and if you land a green card with this guy, he's literally going to take you out in one combo. So he matches the level of Broly. Future Gohan, on his own, he's nothing great, but he matched the beast, but I don't feel like he was that integral in comparison. So if you take him off the team, you know, Beast Gohan still does what he does, but if you take Beast off the team, Future Gohan isn't at the lowest point in history, you know. And then we've got G4 here. Plat saved his life, otherwise he'll be 1 lower. 4Ku on the Zenkai, that guy was the GT staple. Corrupt Zamasu, same as G4. A lot of these guys is based on the teams they had as well. So like Evo Ken was doing really good on release, but then matching Beast Gohan, but then quickly fell off, you know, and really needed that one team where it was MVP 17 and Jiren. Bardock and Goku, without Indestructible, they are fodder. They got carried by Sunfam though, I'm not gonna lie. Fusing GB, I think it was mostly just bias at the start, I'm not even gonna lie. Omega Shenron, bro, this guy has survived against G4, you know, right after as well. That's respect. He's a threat. And then most of these guys did like small gimmicks. Like this guy was Majin Buu Saga Edition, counters, and then snipe. Triku shutting down G4, but on his own, he's not that great. And then there's these guys below here who are just like kind of whatever, but I'll show it at the end more as I correct some things, but I don't feel like these guys are forever. Like behind me, there's Goten, SSBE, and Dragon Fist, if you guys can't see on the left. And then most of these guys, I don't feel like there's any arguments to move them up. Maybe God Goku post-plat, but even then, I don't really see him as a serious threat. He just, you know, he's better than a lot of these guys, but I don't feel like there's a need to move him up. Is there anybody else I maybe want to mention? Maybe Rose. better than a lot of these guys, but I'm not gonna make another tier. I don't feel like there's a point. So yeah, that wraps up the bottom two categories. So we've got the immovable objects category. Again, I'm not recording this in order. I say again because I've already recorded the lowest points at this point, but you're not seeing it in order. We've got these guys here who are just not bringing the game to its knees, but they're still very much crazy. I'm not going to talk about everybody because we'll be here forever, but there are some that I must talk about in this category. So I'm going to start with Ultra Gohan. Ultra Gohan should go without saying, this guy had everything. Counter, green card, explosive green. He got the blue card counter. He does crazy damage. His element was nice at that time as well. The anti-blast card, just good stuff. G4, ultimate of death, plus his overall counter. That's enough. I don't even need to speak more about that, but he does have explosive green if you want to really go crazy. Golden Frieza, he's just so efficient. I think Golden Frieza might be one of the most efficient units in the game if it weren't for Super 17 existing also. This guy does everything in one blast and a green card, but Golden Frieza having a second life is also just as crazy. The beam as well done so much damage in its prime. It can still catch you off guard, so don't sleep on it. His green card as well is what I love the most. It just does everything. Now, Turles pairs with Majin Vegeta, but I don't feel like he himself was a major threat. Ultra Super Gogeta just re-writ the festival when he dropped, I think it's 2021 festival, with Blue Bros and Sword of Hope Trunks, who are also here. Those two guys were just insane. Mono Purple and that strict future team with Zimzam, Goku Black and Zamasu, I believe. But then Ultra Super Gogeta just dropped and then he eclipsed them, which is crazy. Ultra Super Vegeta, he's just anniversary Ultra at his time, just ahead of the game. We had UGB, festival guy, basically shift the whole game. UVB, same boat as Gold Frieza, to be honest. I believe they are here. I just cannot see. If they're not here, they're here, yeah. Gold Frieza, them two, it's you were using UVB on some sort of team or using Gold Frieza with Universe Rep. And either way, you could use both of them together and it's crazy. The UI snipe a scene, Beerus, 20k CC for Zenkai, and he wasn't going down. I spoke about him recently in a recent video. MVP 17 Universe Rep, Red Beast, One Shot Demon, and I have him here while Evoken isn't here because of how he was able to counter Bardock specifically. Problem, guaranteed rush, infinite combos, ultimate Gohan, you know, with the survivabilities like the start of it in the 6th anniversary. Cooler took out USV, and I think that's pretty much everybody, you know. Some of them are just self-explanatory, like SV First Annie, you know. I don't really need to go into so many layers with all of these, but I feel like for the most part, it should make sense. Right, so I'm not actually recording this in order, so even though this is the lowest points in DBL history, you'll be seeing this at the end of the video. Here are the guys that I've got in the lowest points in DBL history. So we got Ultra Majin Vegeta, Kaioken Goku the Ultra, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Dynamic Goku, Vegeto Blue, Tag Droids, MUI, and Beast Gohan. These are our only contenders for the lowest points when it comes to Legends Limited and Ultras. Now, they're not ordered, but these are the guys that I think have really brought the game to a point where there's no return. So I'll just glide over all of them quickly. Ultra Majin Vegeta, it should go without explaining that he was the peak of yellow, blue. You couldn't get around it. And he's the biggest problem because he had every single thing that we've seen in recent times that makes you oppressive. An explosive green, a lock-in ultimate, you know, he cancels buffs, he has endurance as well, he has G-Force gauge, but it's literally just blast, you know. But that's still crazy, and then in most cases, he can just chain a blue into that. All of that together is nuts. Basically, if you weren't running a team with him, it's over. It's very difficult to play at that time. Easily one of the lowest points, and it even led into that infinite combo thing, which he could be a part of, but it's just all mad. Like, this unit here is such a problem. Didn't think they would make Vegeta such an overpowered unit considering how they treat Vegetas in general. But next up, we got Kaioken Goku. Now, a lot of you guys won't remember, but when he first released, there was a team with him. So it's yellow, I think it was yellow, green. It had this Vegeta, right? So this Vegeta here, I'm even gonna put him up there as well. This Vegeta here was crazy with Kaioken Goku. So you'd be doing infinite combos going crazy, and then he'd hit you with a snipe. These two here, if you weren't running these two together at that period of time, it wasn't a long period of time. It was about maybe a month. And for that month, boy, this guy sealing your strikes, this guy here with the lock-in ult, stacking damage, and he tanks like a monster. This guy was also tanking a lot, and he very skillful with the vanish recovery. Just absurd. FSK over here, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. A lot of you guys will know this guy was one blasting you. There's a screenshot somewhere on the internet where all the top 100 players, so from 1 all the way to 100 were just profile picture was Gohan, 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 Gohan. I kid you not, if you weren't using him, it was a problem. He was one-shotting everybody with blast. His ultimate's obviously going to one-shot you. His blue card's obviously going to one-shot you, and maybe you might need 2 strikes. I can't really explain further than that because his kit isn't even heavy like we have today. It's literally just pure stat and damage that he was that good. Namek Goku, this was before there was tackles, so you could only really press cards or tap attacks, you know, and he has the, you know, the Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan blue card, and because of that, it was just enough for him to overcome everybody while having one of the highest damage numbers in the game. He can get you out of a few blast starts, and it's cool. Not much more, to be honest. Transforms as well, so he heals quite a bit. Last stand unit of death. he gets his advantage back quickly back then as well, so, and even if he doesn't get his advantage back, he's got a blue card, so he's just safe. Vegito blue, I always prop as the lowest point in Dragon Ball Legends history because he caused people to review bomb the game. I don't think that's ever happened before beyond that, but also they changed mechanics to make him basically less oppressive. This is crazy. He was strike artsing any element. A lot of these guys were doing the same thing, but when people went on Reddit and forced a mass review bomb of Dragon Ball Legends just because of Vegito Blue during the anniversary, which is supposed to be the best moment of the year, right? Or the most hype moment of the year, if not the festival. People went and review bombed the game. That's absurd. Then we've got here Tag Droids and we've got MUI Goku. They kind of come as a pair. MUI Goku on his own, not too much, but the Tag Droids specifically. And after that, in the anniversary, there was this red purple team with these two, reverse element, and then it'll be purple Whis. The healing on that team was insane. The combo potential on that team was insane. And MUI Goku, you know, he has the dodge. In his prime, he was crazy. On last stand, he gets endurance. The Tag Droids, they can just remove your vanish. They're gonna hit a green card, and then they can get cover. No, the combo's gonna extend. Tag switch. On top of that, they nullify your endurance. Almost a perfect unit for that time. Unreal. And then just to finish off this section, should go without saying, we've got Beast Gohan here. Very insane. If you weren't using him with Future Gohan and Pan, you know, just delete the game. I kid you not, just delete the game. That is also one of the worst periods ever because either you had him or you didn't. Pan was free, so everybody had her, and Future Gohan been in the game for a while, so he was obviously cooking. That trio there, boy, I've never seen such a consistent team used that could play 100 games in a row and it'll be Beast, Future Gohan, and Pan. No other variations, none. But yeah, those are my top ones. You're obviously seeing this at the end of the video, but crazy, man. All right, so I decided to fill out everything for the end of the video, and I only ordered the top. I felt like if I ordered a lot of this, there'll be a lot of micromanaging, and I changed out a few things. So let me know what you guys think. I put Vegito Blue first. Review bomb of the game speaks for itself. It speaks volumes for how the community felt, and he's the cause of that. This guy here, problem. Just problem. One blast starts. Namek Goku, you know, you can't attack. He leaves you idle. You can't attack. Beast Gohan, run that team or lose. If Tag Droid start a combo, drop your phone until their combo's over because you're gonna die. Majin Vegeta, it's basically a similar thing, you know, once he switches in, you know somebody's getting sniped. Mono Purple or nothing pretty much. I think the way Mono Purple was being run with the fact that Blue Bros were just more popular. There were people running Sword of Hope Trunks too, but I feel like that team just wasn't running rampant like this team. And then Kaioken, because he seals strikes, the game was basically unplayable. So you had to get around him, which you couldn't. It's either you use him and seal the other person's strike too, or you put your phone down. And then for the rest of these guys, I feel like they fit appropriately. Like I moved MUI down because I don't feel like he didn't attribute enough to Tag Droids. And I think that's pretty much it. I think that's Vegeta down as well, even though he's very good. Just moved him down one. And then the rest, I think they fit perfectly. So here's the cause some trouble category if you were curious. Here's some serious threats category if you're curious. And here's the immovable objects category. I'm thinking about moving people up. I don't know, I think people will say like, for example, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was like lowest point in DBL, but I don't think it was by any means, especially by comparison of what these guys were doing. Maybe I'm missing some periods like Lineage of Evil early doors with Full Power Frieza might be crazy. Not Full Power Frieza, first one Frieza. It was both of them actually. But yeah, maybe I'm missing some periods like that. Maybe people want to move up characters like G4, which I wouldn't really, or go Frieza, which I wouldn't really. I feel like they just don't hang with these guys. These guys are in a league of their own. But yeah, that's my tier list. I'm happy with the tier list, especially the top category. The rest you might want to like, oh no way Evil Ken's in Serious Threat and 9 Immovable Object. You know, I don't know, I feel I was breaking him down more than I'd break down Beast Gohan personally. You maybe want to move up Vegeta or Blue. Actually, I think I will move him up actually, because if Super Saiyan 3 is here, I feel like they've done the same job with that like infinite combos. They'd be going forever. But yeah, I'll leave it like this for now. Ooh. I'll put a screenshot at the end of the final list though, just so you can see it in whole. That's going to be the end of the video, coming from a day one player that's experienced every single meta in Dragon Ball Legends history. Let me know what you think about the tier list. Is there anything you agree with, anything you disagree with? I think I got it kind of on the head, especially with the top category, but you guys will have your opinions as well based on your experience. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We're on this grind to 200,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.